freedom to make a choice. My problem with the argument of my learned brother and Ikua is that they think that Olkalau and Mount Kenya is Kenya. Kenya is much bigger than Mount Kenya. And I want to tell them to, be ready for a surprise, that the rest of the country is seeing the entitlement, okay? That when they think that they have sat in some forest in Mount Kenya, then the rest of Kenya has decided. And I'm raising this. Allow me to finish.
Which forest?
I'm raising this.
That's like branding a whole tribe or a whole region.
I know. Allow me to finish.
That's not right.
Okay. Let me give you guidance then. Let me give you guidance.
That's not right.
No. You cannot that statement.
Allow me.
That statement is a link you of our forefathers who sat in
Why can't I refer to the forest?
You can refer to
You
the
refer
mountain.
And I say,
which forest are you talking about?
I have said
Mount Kenya has a forest.
Mount Kenya has a forest.
Who sat in the forest?
Who sat in the forest?
The Mount Kenya leader, allow me to
please.
No. But
let's not use any degrading.
It is unacceptable. And I want to tell you something,
it is not degrading.
We cannot let him speak.
Okay, can I finish?
You are trying to ridicule our forefathers who sat in the forest.
Can I finish?
And fought for the independence of this.
Can I finish?
Why would you
Ikua,
Would it be right?
Allow me to guide this conversation, gentlemen.
Yes.
Because no one can hear you once you speak about the other.
So allow me to finish.
For the sake of this conversation to continue, please do not degrade any.
Okay, allow me to finish. Allow me to finish.
Can he withdraw that?
Bwana Ikua referred to the lake. And I own the lake. That is where I am born.
What do you mean?
And I am saying that Mount Kenya is a forest. Okay?
Is it?
And the Mount Kenya, it is
Why are we dwelling on this? Why are we dwelling on this?
No. Okay, let me continue. I was just explaining that. My point is that Kenya is bigger than Mount Kenya. And just to, look at the numbers, okay? Mount Kenya has politicians, elite. I'm not talking about Mount Kenya people. Mount Kenya elite has bragged that they can control the politics of the country simply because, for instance, Nyeri has had 63% of its population registered as voters, whilst, Turkana has only 34% of its population registered as voters. Turkana is bigger than Nyeri, okay? Turkana people are registering now. Okay? Kisumu people are registering now. It is something that, this elite that think that only a region can decide the destiny of Kenya cannot do anything about. Because what is happening across the country is that, the citizens from the rest of the country are, accessing their right to vote, which has been denied by structural,
right to vote has been denied?
Has been denied by structural, obstacles. And I can explain that. When I talk about structural obstacles, there is no reason why 63% of the population of Nyeri should have been registered voters in 2022, while it's only 34%.
And
when I talk about structure,
no. I don't want this argument is going south, and I don't want.
Can I respond?
I don't want you to head there.
I need to respond.
There. I want to explain what I mean by structural obstacles. Structural obstacles is that the person from Turkana may have to travel almost 20-30 kilometers away to access...
That's a fault of the IBC.
To access registration for an ID.
Are you saying that part of Kenya has been disenfranchised?
Exactly.
Right.
In my village of Nyamwari, okay? We just registered about 3 weeks ago a 75-year-old who had never had an ID. Okay?
And whose fault is that?
It is the fault of the government.
How?
It is fault of government. Government has having an ID, registering as a voter, is a right of every Kenyan. While IDs and IDs,
we have an independent
IDs and votes were given a doorstep. In Mount Kenya, the rest of the country was denied that opportunity.
If at all someone fails to register as a voter would you blame President William Ruto?
It's not... If they are not given an opportunity to register, then I will blame the government.
So have they not ever given an
IBC's role to register voters.
Sometimes it is not the IBC role, it is the government's role.
It's just
to register
ID.
voters.
Look at that for registration.
You're a
of birth.
wakili. You're a wakili, Bwana Nyamori.
And that's what I'm talking
An
about.
independent commission exists to register voters.
Yes.
How do you blame
start
anyone
from
else?
registration of
the
birth.
ID, the ID.
Then go to the registration of ID. You need to have an ID to register as voters. Go back to the pics or clips that you aired on the Sabasaba Day. You will see that rather than young people in Kisumu going out to riot, they were lined up in their thousands to register, because for the first time, the government has given them an opportunity to register, which was given to Mount Kenya and denied to our people.
No.
Okay. At one point,
You see, that is what, Fred,
gentlemen,
you need to stop him.
Gentlemen, let's be
and
factual here.
No,
He is misreading the
I can
country.
Let's be
defend
factual
this.
I didn't know that he
I am
is ignorant.
factual. Is it?
Because
let me just ask the question. Is it true?
cannot use
is
this
it
platform.
true? Is it true that a higher percentage of adults in Mount Kenya were registered as voters than the rest of the country? It is true.
We cannot
is
use
it,
this platform.
Is it true
Wakili
that it
Nyamori.
is the responsibility of government to register
Wakili
people for
Nyamori.
IDs? It is
I'll
true.
have to call you to order. Wakili Nyamori, we cannot use this platform to just raise issues that do not exist and are not factual. Because
What do you mean?
that's a new show by itself.
What do you mean?
I want us to discuss the politics. Yes? Issues about registration of persons.
It's going to affect politics.
Issues about registration of persons are different discussion altogether. And if you want us to have that discussion, we can have it.
But
Yes?
it is going to affect the
But you need to let us respond to him.
Yeah, I
I
Because
want us
he
to-
has already said it.
Very briefly, I'll give you an
Fred.
opportunity, very briefly.
Yes.
But I
Just a
haven't
minute.
responded.
Give me a minute.
Only a minute.
Give me a minute. I want to call out the ignorance of such a high, well-educated individual. I did know. And by the way, I want to say this to Kenyans. If the education you have does not make you a better person and does not make you add value to the society in terms of even informing them, it's useless. I need to ask a very simple question. Registration of voters. How is it the responsibility of Mount Kenya people? It has been the responsibility bestowed by the Constitution to the Independent and Electoral Boundaries Commission. Every time there is mass registration of voters, it happens across the country. When it comes to matters ID, we still have the same problems in Mount Kenya. A lot of people in Mount Kenya are having the same challenges, just like any other part of the country, as far as the registration is concerned. Okay. ID is a registration done by what we call the provincial administration, and it is started at the chief's level. When he is talking about it has not happened in Turkana, he's lying. I worked in Turkana for 6 years, myself. And I can tell you, the issue of chiefs and assistant chiefs are available everywhere in Turkana. But no, I have not responded. Let me finish. 1 minute. Let me finish.
Because it's going to
but I need to call him out.
You know, that issue is fundamental.
I need to call him out. I need to call him out.
I want to Wakili
If you,
Harrison
one
to
statement,
that.
Fred, I beg you, one
Very
statement. My last statement to you, Wakili Nyamori, is this. As much as you want to be ignorant, never ever ridicule our forefathers who went to the forest and fought for the independence of this country. We will never let you do that. We will never let you do that.
Thank you, Boneko.
We did not. They did not.
Don't ridicule the leg
They
too.
did it for the sake of this
Gentlemen,
country.
let's not do
Don't
that.
And if
ridicule
you
the
are
leg too.
sleeping and your generation
Wakili
was
Harrison,
sleeping, it is
can
not
you-
our
it is
fault.
your turn.
Thank you very much. I think I should add my voice to that. The denigration of any group of people or region to say that, you know, they went to the forest, they sat in the forest, and we're talking about all Kalau. That's denigrating a people, and it is wrong. The same way I cannot, and you have not heard from my mouth, Flo, anything about your region or about you, because out of sheer respect, I think it would be wrong for me, denigrating, and I would have sunk to a level which I cannot even be able to climb from if I went to that level. So I think it is wrong, and he should retract that. Now, having said that, you had to ask, how about this Sifuna and Matiang'i liaison, and what does it portend, or what are the marks that we should probably be looking at and seeing? And in my view, I think Sifuna's Linda Mwananchi is suffering a handicap that may hamstring them as we go along towards 2027. They do not have a political outfit. Other than the phraseology, Linda Mwananchi, they do not have a political party. They do not have, at the same time, the blueprint that they will go into the election. Because there are those who are saying that Sifuna should be actually a presidential candidate. Sifuna should second, as it were, Honorable Musyoka, and that would be, according to them, the winning streak. Now, Sifuna has been stripped of his roles in the Senate and from the committee, from the leadership, and including the ODM political party. But he is still in ODM. And in my view, he went to Honorable Matiang'i's, the office in that capacity, still in ODM. So there is that section of the ODM, the Linda Mwananchi, that still sees him as part of ODM. But what are the negotiations that he would have within that amorphous setup? He doesn't have a political party that they would be negotiating with Honorable Matiang'i, because Matiang'i is standing in that position as a Jubilee representative, a presidential candidate, nominated, declared, out there in the open. So the sort of disequilibrium that you have, they're not operating on the same level, because this is a political party-backed person, Matiang'i, and you have Linda Mwananchi without anything. And allow me to divert a little bit. And this is a handicap that we have in this country. That UDA, for instance, goes out to the Kenyan people and says, this is what we will be doing, and this is our manifesto. At what point do the Kenyan people get to question these individuals, or they who offer themselves as presidential candidates? What do you want to do for us and for me that is different from what we have? Against what can we then benchmark you halfway through your tenure and throughout to the end? Now, if now Matiang'i and Sifuna come into some form of agreement, don't you see there is a likelihood of this not even having any consequence? Because, Sifuna will have what? To commit to. It's just an MOU as him as a person. Suppose, and peradventure, that they now break away from ODM, and ODM somehow is able to seal that, sort of hemorrhage, and says that, well, we're able to work with UDA, and they reshape and refashion themselves. I hear that they're engaging the services of Joshua here to try and merge ODM and UDA. I don't know. He probably can confirm, because he's part of that broad-based monster. Now, if then Sifuna doesn't have that political party affiliated to ODM, the question is now, will whatever political outfit he will probably have then be having the backing of the ODM supporters?
Wakili, allow me to direct this question to Derek.
Yes.
And could it be that it's a formation of a Western axis, that the western side of this country is now the new hunting ground for votes?